We decide where we will go. Right here, this team, right now, every step.
Splashes it through. Oh, what a big shot.
Wear them down with our effort. Wear them down with the consistency of it.
Virginia's going to win anyway. Unbelievable. Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Stellar One Bank and by UVA Health System and by Geico and by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly,
use this experience for the kids to say, look at this place, look at what you can achieve if you work hard in the classroom and on the lacrosse field.
Finally, the rebound secured by Anderson. Going to feed a transition pass ahead to Harris. Harris dishes the he will throw it down.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Melanie Mitchell from the softball team. We've got some great stories for you from Virginia Athletics. First, we'll take a look at the highlights from men's basketball's victory in the NIT over Norfolk State.
Lobs it down low. Good. Feeds it out. Johnson fires from three, and he hits it from the near side left. Now it goes top of the arc. Pull-up three-pointer on the way. Rob Moore hits again. Rob Johnson, rather, has now made it an 8-0 game. Nolte trying to dump it in low. It was tapped out to Jones. He fires away from three, and he cans it from the left wing. So Tevin Jones steps in and hits only the second bucket of the night for Virginia.
They match three-pointer for three-pointer.
He's hit shot 9 of them already. Tevin Jones not afraid to shoot it for three. He knocks it down from the corner left.
Our zone attack, at least what we tried, once we handled the ball, we got some good stuff, but I thought we needed more movement in it. So when we moved a little more in the second half, I thought it gave us different looks, and they couldn't get a beat on where our guys were.
Evans on the left wing, passes off to Harris. Zips it down to Anderson. Anderson attacks inside, lays it softly out the window and good from about 2 feet away. Virginia by 3 with the basketball. Jontel Evans feeds Harris. Wide open, three-pointer. Rattles through. Joe's got his first 3 ball of the night. And Virginia has its largest lead of the game, 22-16. No whistle. Here's a pass, left wing. It was Nolte passing up on the three. Hands it off instead to Anderson, who powers it up down low. He feeds near wing right. Williams launches up another three. This time he cans it from the right wing. Wow, how about this? Pendarvis Williams, 6 points to start the half.
And I think the coaching staff noticed that they put Joe Harris on.
Fuentes attacks, has his shot rejected out of bounds by Anderson. Good seats. Pass on the right wing. Harris with a pump fake, steps back, fires away from and he smashes it through. Rotated around to Evans again. Jontel kicks Nolte, launches it up from 3, and he cans it from the left wing.
Yeah, probably everybody's fatigued at this time, and but you gotta, that's where you step to the line, and we gotta make them. We've been a better free throw shooting team than that. At one point, I think Akil was 2 for 8, and then he rallied back and made 3 in a row, but Joe 2 for 5. You know, it's like shooting, it's like putting. We talked about it. You just got to step up, and we need those points.
Across the court, he sends it to Hawkins. He works the defense from Jesperson. Pulls up from the right baseline and hits, fading away from 7 feet out. And the natives getting restless here at the JPJ. Bounce pass to Harris. Harris into the lane, loses the ball, poked away, coming away with his Fuentes. He feeds off to Johnson, running the other way, lays it in off the window, and just like that, Norfolk State is back to within 3 on an 8-0 scoring run.
St. John's certainly will press you some, very athletic, and it's about people coming to the ball and being in the right spots.
They're going to pass it away. Set near wing left to Nolte. Nolte passes down low to Evans. He reverses the shot out the window and good. Moving into the front court, Justin Anderson. Nice job dribbling. Hands off the last moment to Mitchell. And he will flush it through with a big 2-hand slam. Normally just a 48% free throw shot, but makes good there. Here's a nice pass again from Anderson to Mitchell, who lays it in off the window on a reverse layup.
I thought Justin and Evan as freshmen did some good things. When they pressed us, he broke it and got us some of those easy baskets because we were laboring a little bit.
Nowhere to go with it. it, so pass to Evans near wing left. Jontel tries to get around Fuentes, but he shields him off nicely. Now Jontel gets a pick, takes it out of the lane, plays it off the window with a foul. Williams playing catch back and forth with Johnson. Lobs inside. Harris bats the ball into the air. It's secured by Mitchell. Fuentes working with 4 minutes. He has the ball taken away by Nolte, and he's fouled from behind. 2:44 to go. Now to Anderson. Anderson pulls up from the elbow. He hits from 15. What a shot from Justin Anderson, who has lifted his team with 6 straight points. To Johnson, defended by Mitchell. Mitchell pokes it away. It's on the floor, picked up by Evans. Jontel's going the other direction. Cavaliers with a chance to get some of that rare breathing room. Up to Mitchell, who lunges it through with a big tomahawk chair. That will fire up the house here in Charlottesville. It out to Williams. Williams another pull-up jumper. This one's off the mark. Finally, the rebound secured by Anderson. Going to feed a transition pass ahead to Harris. Harris dishes to Mitchell, and he will throw it down with a big-time one-hand slam.
We got just enough stops, obviously, to be successful, but not a pretty game at all. But again, at this point, to be able to come away with one not playing well is important, and we'll have to be ready for a very athletic St. John's team.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Virginia lacrosse alumnus Wyatt Melzer serves as a program director for Harlem Lacrosse and Leadership. Recently, HLL students from PS 149 visited the University of Virginia. Here is their unique story.
One of the main things I've realized over my 4 years at UVA is being a member of the lacrosse team, above all else, is an incredible privilege. It's a privilege to put on that uniform and walk on the clock and before games, and it is a privilege to say for the rest of your life that I was a member of the Virginia lacrosse team. Every day we need to remind ourselves that there are thousands of kids out there who would do anything to be in our shoes for just one day.
When I was facing graduation in 2011, I was kind of trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I knew I wanted to kind of do something revolved around kids and teaching lacrosse. I just didn't know the avenue to kind of make that reality happen, and I stumbled upon Harlem Lacrosse and Leadership through VLAN, which is Virginia Lacrosse Alumni Network. Alumni just happened to say, hey, here's a program that I heard is doing some good.
Wyatt called me, and very quickly it was clear that he was the type of person we were looking for this job, to go in to an inner city environment and transform these kids' lives.
Next thing I know, I'm living on a couch in New York 2 weeks later and teaching middle school lacrosse to 30 boys in Harlem.
When I went in to join Teach for America, I ended up teaching 7th and 8th grade special ed mathematics, and my kids really struggled in school. They struggled with their behavior, they struggled with the stigma of being in special education, and they needed something that would give them a new identity. And so the principal and I decided to start coaching them in lacrosse.
Our goal, if you were to ask in one sentence, is to use lacrosse to help structure the lives of at-risk middle school kids in Harlem.
Lacrosse is an Ivy League sport. The top schools in the country play lacrosse. It's a really great opportunity for a child from the inner city to get a scholarship to play athletics.
And the first time I walked around the classrooms, I walked around with a shiny stick full of lacrosse gear and said, I'm Coach Wyatt Melzer. I played lacrosse at Virginia. It doesn't mean anything to you guys now, but it might in the future. And this is what I give you if you guys play lacrosse. And that immediately had 40 kids sign up right away.
We got there, he was like, whoever heard of lacrosse? And not many people raised their hand.
He showed us when he won a championship for 2011, the game of lacrosse, and that made me want to play lacrosse even more. My mother didn't even know, she didn't know what to think because she'd never heard of the game lacrosse until I had brought the stick home and showed her videos on YouTube of lacrosse, and she said, it looks like a fun game.
Down!
In 2 weeks, he had half of the boys in that middle school on the team in the first 2 weeks, a sport that nobody had ever heard about.
1, 2, 3, go!
The day I got the job, I called my boss and I kind of put him in touch with Dom, and of course Coach Starza jumped on it right away and said, what can I do to help? And said, well, we want to get our kids down.
I volunteered our services immediately if there was any way that we could help I was more than happy to dive in, one, because of Wyatt's involvement, and two, just because it's a great program.
Leading up to that trip, every single day they had mandatory study halls, and they also had to research UVA, Coach Starja, every player on the team, the history of the lacrosse program, the law school, the Black Law School Association, etc., leading up to that trip since September. And I think that even then they were shocked at how beautiful this place was, the opportunities that they saw themselves be able to potentially have.
Walking around grounds, showing the kids where I've been, what I've done. I would just try to use this experience for the kids to say, look at this place, look at what you can achieve if you work hard in the classroom and on the lacrosse field.
The kids' heroes that they watch on TV are collegiate student athletes. So when they come here to UVA, they're meeting, they're shaking hands with, they're getting autographs from their heroes. And their heroes aren't just athletes, their heroes are students who have to do well in school in order to play the sport.
To see their faces just light up when they walked in our locker room and had a chance to meet some guys, and then to see, come and join us for practice and see what the game looks like at this level, for our players to be involved with these kids and to see the influence they have on people this age, and it was a valuable experience for us at the same time.
Oh yeah, Denzel!
And if you're willing to put the time in, and work at it, you can make something of yourself in the world of lacrosse. Lacrosse is a sport in which, if you treat the game with respect, it can be your friend for a long time.
Coach Starja came for our ceremony of giving them their jerseys for the first time. So we had brand new jerseys, and each kid came up one by one, and Coach Starja shook their hand and congratulated them with their new jersey. Wyatt told them that they were going to get to play on the turf field that they had just seen, and these are kids who are not used to playing on concrete. And then Coach Starja stepped forward and said that, and I'm going to be there too. And the kids cheered, and it was a really great moment for them and for the program.
I'm always half joking with these guys, forget Wall Street, go be a teacher, get involved in education and get involved with young people, and to see Wyatt and the influence he's had. And I think it's the kind of thing that, all of a sudden all of our guys are interested in how they can give back in a situation like this.
These trips help set the goals for the kids to understand that, hey, I can get here. If it's going to take a lot of hard work, but it's going to something that I can set myself up to achieve in the future.
I think that what our program is continuing to prove is that you can take a child who is at the bottom of every statistic, who statistically should not be able to graduate high school or middle school or college, and those kids can accomplish great things.
Loud and clear, fellas. Team on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Team!
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by UVA Health System. We're for fans everywhere, and we're for the Cavaliers.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Virginia football held its annual NFL Pro Day this week. Let's take a look at some former Who's try to make their NFL dreams a reality.
It was a great day. I feel like a lot of people coming to Pro Day nervous, but for me it was more of an anxious feeling. I knew I was prepared well. Got back from the combine, started training with Coach E again, and he got me right. And all my numbers went, were a lot better than the combine. So I'm excited about that.
You put a lot of time in for this, and it was fun. Really excited to come out here and finally get out and run around with teammates.
Just working so hard and getting after for the last few months, with my guys behind me, my teammates behind me. I don't want to say I surprised myself, but it was something I knew I could do. It was something I knew the Lord was capable of giving me, and He gave me all the energy I needed today, and everything worked out for the best.
It was just a great experience, and
You know, it is something that you're going to look back in 20 years and, you know, tell your kids about and, you know, give them something to strive for. But, you know, I definitely had fun out here, you know, reunited with my teammates. So we just came out here and just did the best we could do. And once you finally get in the moment, you just take all your energy and use it to the best of your ability. And I think I did that today.
So just to remind yourself all the time, have fun, you know, enjoy the process, and, you know, give it your best shot. You know, you're there for a reason, so you know you're worthy.
I can play on Sundays, I can play special teams, I can give effort, I can do everything I can. I can play fullback if you need me to. So, you know, I just want to make the most of this opportunity. You know, if you live up to what you've been doing your whole career, you know, the scouts, you know, at least one scout will see the potential in you, and, you know, a lot of times they give you a shot. And, you know, whether you get drafted or not, you know, sometimes you still get that shot. So, you know, I'm just hoping that I caught somebody's eye and just move forward from here.
The women's lacrosse team defeated traditional power Princeton last weekend. Here's the game story.
Free position. Here comes Stevens. She'll fire one. Give it to her. Cavaliers strike first. It only took 20 seconds. Here's Bachlet. Dishes. Score. Virginia. Give it to them. Caroline McTiernan off the dish from Bachlet. It's 2-0. Cavaliers lead it.
I think our girls were pretty resilient, and they all believed, and as well as the coaches. We're like, not this time and not here.
Lark with another save. And the seniors on fire here in the first.
Kim did a great job. I thought she made obviously some huge saves at critical moments, but she cleared the ball pretty well, and she really disrupted their attack by stepping out on some of those passes behind and really kind of got in their heads a little bit. She did just enough to help our team win.
Boyle now going into the fan. Boyle will rip one, give it to her. Dana Boyle with the individual effort there, taking it from midfield all the way to net. Virginia moving counterclockwise. It's Warren wrapping around the goal. She'll find an opening shot, score. Give it to Ashley Warner.
And we're really excited to come out. I think we played pretty tough and pretty consistently throughout the game. I give a lot of credit to Princeton. Really well-coached team. They execute little things. They never really let us run away with anything. And then they were able to close that gap there at the end. It was a hard-earned win all the way around.
She'll flick ahead, intercepted with 6, with 5, with 4. But Munn into the crease, and she's stopped once again, fitting into the ball game. It's Kim Kolarik with another save. Virginia wins it, 9-7 your final.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Virginia Athletics Foundation. You are the foundation.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Men's tennis returns home from their spring break trip to Texas to take on ACC rivals Duke and North Carolina this weekend. We caught up with head coach Brian Boland.
The guys performed great, transitioned really well into the outdoor tennis and handled the adversity extremely well. I was thrilled with the performance overall of the team and the way they hung together and handled the adverse conditions as far as the wind and the changes that outdoor tennis brings in terms of the elements. Indoors, the game's played faster, the ball moves through the air quicker, guys with bigger serves tend to have a bit of an advantage. The elements were tough, and it's away playing on their home court, so we had to make some real adjustments, and I was just thrilled the way that we came out of the Baylor match to still win convincingly 6-1. And it was good for us to deal with the pressure that's involved in that type of match. We played really well. Our doubles is coming together and getting better with each match, and I learned a lot about the team, and what I learned was very positive. It's a tough group of young men. They hang together. They're very resilient. They handle adversity well. I saw a lot of real positive things come out of our spring break trip to Texas and Illinois, and I think we're ready to open the ACC season. Duke and North Carolina, both very, very good programs, have great respect for both teams, and we'll start with Duke on Friday. That's our focus right now, and we played them earlier in the year in Seattle, but a new season in terms of the ACC season, and we have great respect for the league, and so we'll hope to get off to a good start. I believe we have the best fans in college tennis, and for years it's been a significant advantage for us. Our fans come out in big numbers, both in the Charlottesville community, around the state, and of course the student body's been tremendous, so we'll hope to get off to a good start.
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. We have some great home games this week, so come out and support the Cavaliers. On Sunday, men's basketball hosts St. John's in the second round of the NIT. Baseball hosts NC State Sunday and Monday and Towson on Wednesday. And men's tennis hosts North Carolina Sunday and Virginia Tech Thursday. We'll be back next week with more great stories and highlights from Virginia athletics. I'm Melanie Mitchell, and until next time, go Hoos!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Stellar One Bank. In banking, there's good, better, and stellar. Visit Stellar One Bank today to see the difference. And by UVA Health System. We're for fans everywhere, and we're for the Cavaliers. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by the Virginia Athletics Foundation. You are the foundation.